Chapter 51. Enjoyable for you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 51. Enjoyable for you. Ing Lily grabbed the overcoat from Bao Ling and looked at it. It was cut from various places. Ing Lily looked at Bao Ling, who was on her knees and had bowed her head. When did this happen? Ing Lily asked with a dejected expression. Your Highness, please forgive me for not taking care of it. It was perfectly fine an hour ago, Bao Ling stuttered while crying. Ing Lily put the overcoat on the table and took a deep sigh. This lowly deserves a punishment, Your Highness. Bao Ling asked for the punishment. You shall say that you want a death punishment, voiced Shuiyu Yan, who was near the entrance of the workshop. All the workers there bowed their heads seeing her entering inside, followed by her servants. Your Highness, you shall give this petty servant a death sentence, Shuiyu Yan in a fit of rage said while shooting glares at Bao Ling, who had bowed down such that her head was touching the floor. Your Highness, please spare this servant, Bao Ling pleaded the crown princess. How dare you ask for forgiveness? You destroyed the hard work of the crown princess. You shall yourself ask for the death sentence, Shuiyu Yan shouted at Bao Ling, who was profusely crying. Ing Lily finally intervened and spoke. Noble consort Shui, you do not have to decide someone's punishment. It is my work, so I will handle it my own way. The tone of the crown princess was threatening. Ing Lily then bent on her knees and grabbed both the arms of Bao Ling. The crown princess made her stand up and wiped the tears from her eyes. You do not need to cry. The design I made was not looking good on the overcoat. I have already prepared a gift for His Highness, Ing Lily told Bao Ling and patted her shoulder. It is fine. Do not cry over such a tiny matter, Ing Lily stated. Shuiyu Yan grimaced upon hearing the words of the crown princess. Thank you, Your Highness. Her Highness is indeed kind. Thank you for showing kindness towards this servant, Bao Ling expressed her gratitude. Ing Lily gave her a tiny smile and told her to take some rest. Bao Ling bowed her head and left from there. It seems Her Highness does not consider the worth of the crown prince. The worker destroyed the overcoat made for His Highness and Her Highness termed it as a tiny matter. Strange. Shuiyu Yan derided the decision of an Ing Lily. Are you pointing the finger at the decision of the crown princess? It was indeed a tiny matter. Taking someone's life might be enjoyable for you, consort Shui, but not for me, Ing Lily pronounced, which exasperated Shuiyu Yan. She clutched her dress tightly but could not speak anything to the crown princess. Gulping the anger that had built inside Shuiyu Yan, she spoke. Her Highness is taking my words wrongly. I am not cruel enough to enjoy someone's death. It is just I thought Her Highness set an example, asserted Shuiyu Yan. Ing Lily smiled. I do not like to set examples after taking someone's life, Ing Lily asserted with a stern expression. I also know the real culprit, but it does not mean that I shall announce death sentence for that person, Ing Lily pronounced, glaring into the eyes of Shuiyu Yan and left from there. Shuiyu Yan, on the other hand, tightened her fist as she looked at Ing Lily, who was near the entrance. Ing Lily had descended the stairs and fastened her steps toward Shinjuin. What will I do now? Why did I say that I have already prepared another gift for Shengli? Now, what will I gift him? Ing Lily murmured. Your Highness, please walk slowly. Your foot is still injured, Court Lady Su concernedly spoke. No need, Ing Lily stated. After a while, they had reached the eastern corridor. The evening has fallen and Ing Lily was panicking about the crown prince's gift. If Her Majesty will find out, then she will be angry at me, Ing Lily thought when she was hit against someone. Ah, she screamed, but the person caught her. Ing Lily lifted her eyes and saw Jian Guizhi in front of her. The crown princess seems anxious, Jian Guizhi with a smile said. Ing Lily blinked her eyes and pushed him off lightly. As soon as Ing Lily pulled away, Jian Guizhi looked at his hand and smiled. Is Her Highness fine? Jian Guizhi asked. Ing Lily shook her head and walked past the first prince, which confused him. Ing Lily reached Jinju Inn and paced in her resting room, thinking about what she should do for the crown prince's birthday. Your Highness, what will you do in such a short period of time? Court lady anxiously asked and looked at the crown princess. A maidservant came there and bowed her head. Your Highness, Her Majesty has asked for the royal dragon robe which you are going to gift the crown prince tomorrow. The servant passed the message of Empress Wei to the crown princess. It is not ready yet. Tell Her Majesty that I will myself bring it in the morning, Ing Lily proclaimed. The servant bowed her head and left the chamber. Your Highness, if Her Majesty will find out that the overcoat is destroyed, then she might get angry, Court Lady Su expressed her concern. I will accept my mistake then. But, now the biggest problem is, what shall I gift Xingli? Ing Lily muttered. Court lady, do you know what does the crown prince likes? Ing Lily asked, looking at her with hope. Forgive me, Your Highness. His Highness never shared his thoughts on it. He does not share his personal things, Court Lady Su replied politely. You are with him since the birth time, Ing Lily opined. Yes, Your Highness, but he never shared his thoughts, answered Court Lady Su. Shall I ask the sixth brother? Ing Lily thought and told Court Lady Su to arrange a quick meeting with the sixth prince. Tell the sixth brother to meet at the Eastern Pavilion, Ing Lily asserted. Your Highness, meeting the other prince when evening has fallen is not a good idea. Your image can be tarnished, Court Lady Su suggested Ing Lily. In my opinion, Her Highness shall ask the crown prince and must tell him about this, because if Her Majesty will find out then things will be out of control, Court Lady Su advised. Ing Lily twitched her lips and wondered if Xingli would even help her or would he laugh at her. Chapter 52. No right to get angry at my wife. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 52. No right to get angry at my wife. Xingli was reading something in his study room when Xing Fu came there. Your Highness, the crown princess is here. She seems worried, Xing Fu informed the crown prince, who lifted his head from the scroll in his hand. Send the crown princess in, Xingli ordered. Xing Fu nodded his head and walked out. Ing Lily entered the study room and found Xingli was not there. The doors were closed, and she walked further in. She stood near the desk when she heard the voice of Xingli. Come here, Xingli stated, whose voice came from the back of the study room. Why is the wild cat here at this hour? Xingli asked as he placed the scroll on the desk and peered into the eyes of Ing Lily. What do you like? Ing Lily straightaway asked, which made Xingli chuckle. He stood up from the chair when Ing Lily stepped back. You can talk from there only, Ing Lily proclaimed, but Xingli did not stop and kept stepping forward. Ing Lily's back hit against the bookshelf on her right when Xingli placed his one hand beside her head. What did you say? Xingli urged again. Ing Lily glared at him and this time she asked in a loud enough voice, what does His Highness like? Xingli grimaced and tried reading her eyes. Why are you asking out of sudden? Xingli questioned. I understood you do not want to answer, asserted Ing Lily and slapped off Xingli's forearm to walk away when Xingli grabbed her arm, pulling her back. You amuse me. Now, tell me, why are you here? Xingli demanded an answer. Ing Lily gawked at him. Did I not tell you 2 times already? You shall check your ears to the royal physician, Ing Lily yanked at him. My ears are perfectly fine. I just want to hear the real reason behind your visit here, Xingli stated, and released Ing Lily's arm from his grip. Still not speaking. Shall I ask the court lady? Xingli queried Ing Lily. Ing Lily's eyes flickered. The overcoat I made for you is destroyed, and I have to give you something tomorrow on your birthday, Ing Lily answered. Xingli raised his one brow and skeptically looked at Ing Lily. Who destroyed it? Xingli inquired from Ing Lily. That does not matter now, Ing Lily stated. It matters, Lily. I heard from Xing Fu that you worked on it for over 8 hours. Did you punish them? Xing Li waited for Ying Lily's response. Xing Li, it was my mistake. Now, tell me, what do you like? I will prepare for that, else Her Majesty will get angry at me. Ying Lily looked for the answers. What can you give me? Xing Li questioned Ying Lily, who knitted her brows. How can I know until I know your wish? Ying Lily asked him back. Tell me, what do you like? Ying Lily asked again. I like to kill, replied Xing Li with a smirk said. Can you give me a life as a gift? Xing Li queried with a grin on his face. It is not the time to joke or play, Xing Li. I should not have come here, Ying Lily with a despondent expression spoke and averted her gaze from him. Xing Li grabbed Ying Lily's chin and made her look at him. I will ask tomorrow. Do not stress yourself over this petty matter, Xing Li proclaimed. It is not a petty matter. It is your birthday. I must give you something, Ying Lily stated anxiously. If you will give something from your heart, then it will be accepted by me. I do not take gifts from haters, Xing Li asserted and pulled his fingers back from Ying Lily's chin. Ying Lily blinked her eyes and lowered them. I understood, the Crown Princess replied. Her Majesty is here. Both of them heard Xing Fu. Ying Lily got panicked, which was noticed by Xing Li. Act with me, Xing Li whispered in Ying Lily's ear. Ha! Xing Li cupped Ying Lily's face and sealed her lips with a kiss. Ying Lily placed her hand on Xing Li's chest to push him off when he grasped her hand and pinned it against the shelf there. The door to the library was opened. Ying Lily tightened her fist of the hand which was pinned on the shelf, so Xing Li loosened it and intertwined his fingers with Ying Lily's. He heard the steps of the Empress coming there, which he wanted. Crown. The Empress stopped speaking as she saw them making out. She glared at them and cleared her throat. Your Highness, Her Majesty is here, Xing Fu spoke as he also came there when he saw the Crown Prince and the Crown Princess were kissing. BL.net. Upon hearing Xing Fu, Xing Li pulled away and looked into the eyes of Ying Lily. He wore a smile on his lips and turned back. Your Majesty, Xing Li spoke and bowed his head. Ying Lily came forward and bowed her head as well. Xing Li then lifted his head and looked into the eyes of Empress Wei. I told the Crown Princess to work on the overcoat, but she is doing something else here, Empress Wei in a fit of rage spoke. Xing Li, whose both hands were behind his back, were tightened. Ying Lily was nervous when she heard Empress Wei. How could the Crown Princess be so careless? She could not look after an overcoat and lied to me saying that the gift will be ready by tomorrow. Is this the way by which the Crown Princess preparing for the Crown Prince's birthday gift? You also let the servant did not take the punishment. Are you going to be this indecisive in judging matters? Empress Wei was in anger. Ying Lily was going to speak when Xing Li intervened. Her Majesty has no right to get angry at my wife, Xing Li declared and looked at Ying Lily, who was in bewilderment looking at him. Only I can get angry at her, and I have not given that right to anyone, not even you, Your Majesty. The Crown Princess has already prepared a gracious gift for her husband and the overcoat was destroyed by me, Xing Li pronounced and smirked at the Empress. Xing Fu knitted his brow and glanced at the Crown Prince while Empress Wei was glaring at him. Chapter 53. Interested in my married life? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 53. Interested in my married life, both of the Crown Prince and the Crown Princess shall come to my manor, Empress Wei pronounced and walked away from there followed by her servants. Get out, Xing Li shouted at Xing Fu, who bowed his head and walked out of the study room. Xing Li turned to Ying Lily. Now, listen to me. Since it is an inner court matter, so, you might get punished. So, do as what I say, Xing Li told Ying Lily. Why are you helping me? Why did you tell a lie to Her Majesty that you destroyed the overcoat? Ying Lily was confused, thinking about why the Crown Prince was protecting her. You shall be happy that I am getting punished. Isn't that what you want? Ying Lily further spoke. Xing Li amusingly looked at Ying Lily. Only I can punish you. There is no one made to punish my wild cat, Xing Li replied. Ying Lily was flustered by that, and right away lowered her eyes. And, you do not have to do that every time Her Majesty comes to us. It is not good, Ing Lily stated, blinking her eyes. What do you mean by that? You are speaking as if you have done it many women, Ing Lily snapped at him and puckered her lips in embarrassment. Xingli lifted Ing Lily's chin. I am not a womanizer. If I had been then, there would have been a harem already. But, yes, I am more experienced than you. Do not worry, I will teach you someday how to be a good kisser, Xingli playfully said. Ing Lily's eyes flickered, and a red blush appeared over her cheeks. Why are you blushing? Getting excited thinking about the fact that your husband will teach you. Ing Lily placed her hand over Xingli's lips. I do not love you so, do not get any wrong idea, Ing Lily softly said. She pulled her hand back and lowered her eyes. Since I have helped my wild cat, then she has to do something for me. I do not do things for free. I took the blame for you for a reason. Sometimes protecting an enemy becomes important because then that enemy can be used. Just say there that you came to me past midnight to show the work on the overcoat, asserted Xingli. Why? Ing Lily queried him. Let's go, Xingli spoke and walked ahead without replying to Ing Lily's question. Ing Lily followed Xingli to the Empress Manor. In Empress Manor, Empress Wei could be seen on a phoenix throne in the meeting room of the manor. Shui Yan was also there, standing a meter away from the Empress. Bao Ling was on her knees, crying. The chief guard of Western Palace was also standing there. Xingli and Ing Lily reached there. Ing Lily's heart disheartened seeing Bao Ling on the knees. The crown princess has to give a few answers to me. According to Consort Shui, the crown princess forgave the embroidery worker who was assigned to you. Is it true? Empress Wei asked. Yes, Your Majesty, replied Ing Lily, lowering her eyes. BVEC, why was the crown princess roaming in the Western Palace past midnight? Empress Wei asked another question. Ing Lily flickered her eyes in nervousness. The crown princess was not roaming. She came to my chamber that night with the overcoat as she wanted to show me the embroidery she had designed. Xingli intervened and answered the questions of the Empress. Shui Yan glared at Ing Lily. The crown prince never allows the people in his chamber at late night. I think the crown princess was meeting someone from her birthplace. Juyan City. His Highness told me how he caught a sneaker who was claimed as the crown princess's lover, Shui Yan proclaimed and grinned. Ing Lily lifted her eyes to look at Shui Yan. Is it true, crown princess? Empress Wei asked. What is going on in the palace? What about you, crown prince? Did you not check this? Empress Wei questioned Xingli. I thoroughly investigated that. Consort Shui must not accuse the crown princess, neither she shall intervene in the matters which are handled by me, Xingli sternly said. The crown princess does not fall into the category of people. She is my wife and she can come to my chamber any time she wants. Since I expressed the desire to see the overcoat so, that night the crown princess came to me, Xingli declared. Ing Lily observed that how tense the situation was. Crown prince shall not lie in front of his mother. The chief guard of the Western Palace informed me that the crown princess was not carrying any kind of overcoat, proclaimed Empress Wei. It is good to protect your wife, but not when she has done wrong, Empress Wei asserted. How can I lie to you, mother? The chief guard is lying, Xingli announced and peered at the chief guard who was terrified. The night was dark and I think the chief guard could not see what was the crown princess carrying in her hands, or was it because he was sleepy? Xingli deduced. The chief guard was worried, thinking the crown prince could punish him later, so he was going to agree with the crown prince when the crown prince spoke. I have more witnesses who have seen the crown princess carrying the overcoat with her. Shall I call them, mother? Xingli, I trust you, Empress Wei asserted and shifted her gaze to the chief guard who bent on his knees. Forgive me, Your Majesty. The crown prince is saying right. I was indeed sleepy, and I did wrong by accusing the crown princess. Please forgive me, the chief guard in a loud voice spoke as he bowed his head too. Ing Lily wanted to speak, but Xing Li grabbed her hand and tightened his grip on her. Ing Lily looked at him, who gestured to her not to speak. So, why did you destroy the overcoat? Giving a robe to the husband is the most auspicious thing, and the crown prince destroyed it. It can affect your relationship later, son, Empress Wei worriedly said. Mother, thank you for thinking about my relationship, but I did not like the idea of getting an overcoat as a gift. You know my choices well. I have plenty of overcoats with me with the same pattern, so, what's the use of having another one? Xing Li raised a brow and waited for the answer of Empress Wei. It seems the crown prince does not like the things prepared by the crown princess, Xueyu, Yan mocked, which was scornful to Xing Li. Why is consort Xue so interested in my married life? Isn't the respected first brother giving you enough attention? Ah, I forgot. Consort Xue is not the official wife of the first brother, but sister Mi is. Is she jealous of the crown princess? Xing Li insulted Xueyu, Yan in front of everyone. Forgive me for my tone, but I speak like this, Xing Li further added and smiled. Xing Li looked back at the empress and lifted his both hands ahead to his shoulders. Joining them and bowing his head, Xing Li spoke, Your Majesty shall punish consort Xue for accusing the crown princess wrongly and for pointing the finger at her character. If Her Majesty will not do this, then, I have to punish consort Xue. Consort Xue, you did wrong by not knowing the things beforehand. Please apologize to the crown princess, Empress Wei proclaimed. Apologies won't do anything, Your Majesty. Are you partial in your judgment? Just give the punishment of flogging to the consort Xue so that she won't run here and there for spreading wrong information. This is the easiest punishment I can demand her, because I also respect my first brother a lot, so, do not want him to get hurt knowing this, Xing Li asserted. It is fine. There is no need to punish consort Xue. I should have told her earlier, Ing Lily intervened and defended Xueyu, Yan. Xing Li turned his head slightly and smiled. She is too kind, Xing Li thought. Hello dear readers. Since I have crossed 100 votes in a week, so, I will do a mass release of 3 chapters this Sunday. Thank you to all those who daily vote on the story. Happy reading. Chapter 54. I am a man, Lily. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 54. I am a man, Lily. I do not want anyone to get punished, Your Majesty. I should have informed you regarding this. Forgive me for that, Ing Lily proclaimed and bowed her head. Xing Li grimaced and put his hand down. She is too kind to see what kind of danger she was going to fall, Xing Li thought as he glanced at her. The crown princess has shown her kindness on consort Xue, pronounced Xing Li. We both shall take our leave then. Please send away this worker, Xing Li told the empress. Empress Wei permitted them. Let's go, Xing Li told Ing Lily and left the meeting room. Ing Lily bowed her head and left behind the crown prince. Xing Li started walking towards Zhenju Inn, which confused Ing Lily. Xing Fu and court lady Su, with a few maidservants, kept following them. The night had fallen, and it was almost dinner time. Xing Li and Ing Lily arrived at Zhenju Inn and went to the resting chamber. As soon as they reached there, Xing Li ordered Xing Fu to send the dinner there. Inside the resting chamber, Xing Li sat on the bed while Ing Lily stood a few meters away from the bed. Why did you not let her get punished? Xing Li questioned Ing Lily. Because punishing is not the answer every time. She might get angry and then plan more traps for me in the future, Ing Lily opined. Come here, Xing Li spoke. Ing Lily observed Xing Li was outraged, still she refused to go near him, which made him chuckle. I saved you there. And, you are not even listening to me, Xing Li exasperated. Noel.n, I am listening. You can talk from there only, Ing Lily stated. Come here else I will come there, Xing Li ordered Ing Lily, who twitched her lips and walked to him. Xing Li reached out his hand and pulled Ing Lily down. Sit comfortably. Ing Lily adjusted her clothes and asked him what he wanted to talk about. Use your brains before doing anything here. I will not save you every time, Xingli advised her. Ing Lily peered at Xingli and thanked him. I know I was in big trouble this time. I did not know that coming to your place at the night could be taken in the other way. I am new to this world and am getting adjusted to the palace environment. Thank you for handling things there and taking the blame for me, Ing Lily humbly says and lowered her eyes. But you were too kind there. Punishment is made because of a reason. You cannot show kindness in the war, and the same goes for the palace, Xingli asserted. War and palace are two different places, Ing Lily opined. How are they different? If you think that it's family, then forget about that. Take your family as an example. Your brother killed your father to get the throne. One shall say that palace is a more dangerous place than a war ground. Why? Because you cannot find who is your enemy. The most innocent person can be an enemy here, Xingli pronounced. What about me? I am also. She stopped speaking. Xingli smiled and spoke. I do not think you are an innocent woman, but yes, you are kind. There are a few people whom you can trust in my absence. General Wang, General Xiao, Lei Wanshi, Brother Nianzu, Xing Fu, and Court Lady Su. There is one more person, but she is not here at this moment. She is my elder half-sister. Sister Qi Jing. If anything happens and I am not here, only trust these people. Xingli wanted to prepare Ing Lily for the upcoming danger, so he thought to tell her about his loyal people. What about the second, third, and youngest brother? Ing Lily asked. Wen Yu is young, but still I do not trust him. The second and third princes are more evil, treacherous, and cunning. They look innocent but they are not, Xingli pronounced. Even we two are hostile towards each other. Still, you are telling me all this. Why? Ing Lily was skeptical. Xingli moved closer to Ing Lily. We have a strange and amusing relationship. You are my wife, so your indecisiveness can affect my position as well, so I am telling you a few things, Xingli proclaimed. Your Highness, dinner is here, Xing Fu from the door spoke. Put it on the table, Xingli asserted. Xing Fu instructed the maidservants, and then they left. You said there is something I need to do for you. Since you do not do things for free, so what shall I do to repay you? Ing Lily queried Xingli. Xingli saw that Ing Lily was nervous, so he thought to tease her a bit. Xingli took Ing Lily's one hand when she pulled it back, but Xingli gripped it hard and again pulled it towards him. If you think that I will serve you, then you are wrong. I will not do that ever. I will take punishment, but I will never make your desires fulfill. Ing Lily blurted out everything while struggling to release her hand from Xingli's tight grip. Xingli pulled her towards him such that their faces came closer to each other. Ing Lily wanted to get away, but Xingli wrapped his other hand around Ing Lily's waist, moving here and there. Leave me. We do not love each other, so do not even think of doing anything. I will surely kill you if you touch me or did anything to me, Ing Lily in nervousness shouted at Xingli, who was enjoying all this. I do not think love is important here. We are officially wedded, so even if you deny it, I have to do it with you. I am a man, Lily, Xingli asserted and grinned. So. I told you already that if you want to do anything like this, you shall find someone else. Pervert. Ing Lily pronounced. The grin on Xingli's face disappeared. Lily, if I would be a man filled with sexual desires, do you think you could be able to say these things to me? I do not want to ruin my mood, so let's pretend I never heard that word, Xingli stated and pushed away Ing Lily. Chapter 55. A Perfume. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Chapter 55. A perfume. Finally, the day had come which was celebrated as the biggest event in the capital of Han. The birthday of the Crown Prince. The entire city was decorated with various colors of lanterns and people were getting ready to go to the imperial palace as the crown prince after 6 years had returned to the capital and would celebrate his birthday. The people would be given the gifts by the crown prince himself along with the crown princess, so special arrangements were made in the imperial palace grounds for that. Ing Lily was getting ready for the morning greetings while court lady Su was telling her how the precious gifts would be given to the crown prince after the greetings hour by the family members and the court ministers. Ing Lily was wearing a yellow dot-colored hanfu dress. She looked at the wooden box which was placed on the dressing table. Once she was ready, the helpers stepped back and on the instruction of court lady Su. Those helpers left the dressing room. Ing Lily turned to the court lady Su and told her they should leave. As Ing Lily came out of Jinju Inn, the crown prince joined her. Ing Lily saw the sadness which was filled in the eyes of Xingli. "Xingli, happy birthday," Ing Lily softly said, but the crown prince did not reply to her and started walking. Xingli sat on the seat with Ing Lily. They were facing the first prince and his wife. "Who is she?" Ing Lily murmured and shifted her gaze slightly and found Shuiyu, Yan on the other seat, separate from the first prince. She understood this as the rank according to which one had to sit beside her husband. Since Shuiyu, Yan was a consort, so she could not sit beside the first prince. "Crown Prince," the emperor called out his name. Xingli immediately looked at his father and stood up from the seat. "Happy birthday, my child. I wish you happiness in your life," Han Wenji wished and stood up from his throne. Seeing that, the empress too stood up, followed by the others in the hall. "Come here and take your gift from us, Crown Prince," Han Wenji pronounced. Xingli turned towards the staircase. After ascending 5 stairs, Xingli reached the emperor and empress. Han Wenji gestured to eunuch Dao to bring the gifts, who told the servants to bring the portrait there. Everyone turned towards the door as a giant portrait was brought to the hall. The satin cloth was removed from the giant portrait, and everyone looked at the portrait. Everyone was flabbergasted to see the portrait of the crown prince. "Thank you, Imperial Father. I loved it." "Did Father paint it himself?" Xingli asked. "Yes. I am happy that you liked this. This portrait is special because it makes me see the future emperor of Han," Han Wenji stated and patted Xingli's shoulder. "BDNV, your father spent almost 3 months to complete this," Wang Wei asserted. Everyone applauded the emperor there. "Father, why did you take so much trouble? You could have commissioned it from an artist," Xingli suggested. "I wanted to make it myself." "It is not a trouble," Han Wenji stated with a broad smile. "Son, I could not believe that you turned 23 so quick. After 6 years of the campaign, you have returned, so I have prepared something for you and I believe you will surely like it," Wang Wei pronounced. "A child always likes the present given by his mother," Xingli stated. The next present was taken by the maidservant there. It was an arrow and bow set that was made from special wood. The wood used to make the arrows and bows are brought from the far southeastern kingdom, present-day Indonesia, which is the most precious wood known, Wang Wei asserted. "Thank you, Imperial Mother," Xingli bowed his head slightly and then went back to his seat. Now, the consorts of the emperor gave the gifts to the crown prince, followed by concubine Lu. The first prince stood up along with his official wife, Jilaomi, and consort Xue. "My lovely 5th brother came after 6 years, so I have prepared something special for him. I hope the 5th brother will like it," Jian Guizhi proclaimed. "I wonder what his elder first brother prepared for me," Xingli stated with a smile. "A rest house for the crown prince in the uphills of Changbai Mountains. The rest house looks like this," Jian Guizhi asserted, and 4 servants came there, carrying a model. The white satin cloth which was covering the model was removed, and everyone turned their gazes to the model. The rest house is near the Changbai waterfalls, surrounded by the hills. The rest house has 4 rooms and a kitchen. The garden has every flower and even medicinal herbs. It is a perfect place for the crown prince to take rest for a month with the crown princess, Jian Guizhi declared, and smiled. I liked the rest house. Brother did so much hard work to select a place far away from the capital where I do not think I would go with my crown princess for spending some time, as I have the duties of the crown prince as well. Still, I will try going there, Xingli asserted. Jian Guizhi gave a fake smile to Xingli. The model was taken away from there. Zhilao Mi greeted the crown prince. You have grown into a handsome man, the crown prince. It is an overwhelming feeling to see you after 6 years. Have a great and prosperous birthday, Crown Prince, Zhilao Mi wished with a tiny smile on her lips. May I ask, when did Sister Mi return? Xingli questioned. In the midnight, replied Zhilao Mi. Xingli nodded when Zhilao Mi presented her gift. I am gifting the Crown Prince an armor which is made by the famous armorer of Han Kingdom. Xingli thanked her and looked at Xueyu Yan, who bowed her head to greet the Crown Prince. I have prepared an overcoat for the Crown Prince, Xueyu Yan stated. Ying Lili knitted her brows upon hearing that. Xingli thanked Consort Xue, who delightedly sat on her seat. The other prince's turn came. Prince Yongzheng presented a horse to the Crown Prince, which was brought from the Great Western Kingdom to the west of the Great Silk Route. This horse is rarest of its kind. I will later take to the Crown Prince to the stable, Yongzheng stated. Prince Rong Zemin gifted a golden belt which had some of the precious diamonds on the golden belt. Xingli thanked him and looked at Prince Nianzhu. Prince Nianzhu's offering to the Crown Prince was a porcelain dinner set which he had made himself after working on it for 3 months. Xingli appreciated the present from Prince Nianzhu. The Crown Prince's eyes were now on Prince Lei Wanqi, who presented a beautiful poem to the Crown Prince first, followed by a precious gift. I would like to present a wine for the Crown Prince. It is specially made for the Crown Prince by me, as the Crown Prince loves to have wine after dinner, Lei Wanqi stated. Thank you, Brother Wanqi. You know my choices well, Xingli expressed his gratitude. Lei Wanqi seated, and now every eye turned to the youngest prince, Prince Wenyu. Happy 23rd birthday, Crown Prince. I that I could not prepare anything. Forgive me, Wenyu with a stutter spoke and lowered his eyes. Xingli noticed as much the youngest prince feared him. Why are you scared? It is not like I will kill you. Can you not talk normally without being scared? Xingli, in a fit of rage, asked. Ying Lili, who was standing beside the Crown Prince, tried calming the situation. Brother Yu, how could you forget? You told me to prepare a gift for His Highness along with you. Ying Lili intervened. Xingli looked at her, tried to understand what Ying Lili was doing at that instant. Wenyu gazed at the Crown Princess, who gestured to him to calm down. What did the Crown Princess and the youngest prince have prepared? We all would like to know, Prince Guizhi asserted. A perfume prepared from the exotic flowers. I know it is a tiny gift, but Brother Yu and I could prepare only this in a brief interval of time, Ying Lili asserted, and took out a tiny bottle of perfume from her pocket. She looked at Xingli and handed him the perfume bottle which was inside the wooden box, using both hands. Xingli opened the box and took out the perfume bottle from it. A smile carved on his lips upon getting the sweet fragrance of the perfume. Thank you, my Crown Princess and youngest Brother Yu, for this special perfume. I liked its fragrance, Xingli stated while looking at the perfume bottle. Chapter 56. Silk Dance Performance. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Chapter 56. Silk Dance Performance. After the offering of gifts to the Crown Prince, the event started, which was organized especially for the Crown Prince by the Prime Minister Zhang Yongwei. 5 female performers came into the hall. They were wearing white hanfu dresses which had long, narrow, and wide sleeves to perform the famous long sleeve dance. The dancers bend their waists slightly and then move their sleeves. The zither was played by the 2 men, on which tunes the performers were gracefully moving their hands. Xingli was not even interested in that performance, but because he was the Crown Prince, so he had to watch it till the end. Ying Lili was taking his glances when Xingli spoke. Why are you glancing at me? He then turned his gaze at her. Are you okay? Ying Lili asked. Why? Am I not looking okay? Xingli queried. Ying Lili puckered her lips and looked towards the performers. My present from you is still pending, Xingli whispered in Ying Lili's ear. Ying Lili turned her head to him. What kind of present are you going to ask? Do not ask something which I cannot give you, Ying Lili pronounced. Do not worry, Wildcat. I will tell you soon, Xingli asserted. Don't call me by that nickname. I can also call you by some weird nickname, Ying Lili snapped at Xingli, who grinned. He wanted to know what kind of nickname Ying Lili could give him. What kind of nickname can you give me? Xingli questioned Ying Lili, who peered into his eyes. Jian Guizhi and Shuiyu Yan were looking at them. Xingli was smiling while talking with Ying Lili, which did not like by both the first prince and his consort. Xingli is enjoying this day thanks to Ying Lili, but not for long. I will make sure to give him the biggest gift of his life today, Jian Guizhi thought and was glaring at Xingli. Noel. Why am I feeling jealous seeing those two together? I would have been at that seat beside the crown prince, but Ying Lili came between us, Shuiyu Yan thought. I will call you. Ying Lili paused, as nothing was coming into her mind. Xingli was gawking at her, waiting for Ying Lili's response. Xingli slightly laughed, seeing how hard Ying Lili was trying to find a nickname for him. Shall I suggest a nickname for me, my wild cat? Xingli asked with a raised brow. Xingli leaned closer to Ying Lili and gazed into her eyes for a while. You can call me Sweetheart, Xingli whispered in Ying Lili's ear. What? Ying Lili loudly said as she was astonished by this. The performance had ended by then and the voice of the crown princess echoed in the hall, thus attracting the attention of everyone to her. Ying Lili's eyes were flickering while the crown prince was enjoying that sight of her. What happened, crown princess? Wang Wei asked. Ying Lili looked towards the empress. Nothing, your majesty. Forgive me, Ying Lili apologized as she lowered her eyes and then tilted her head to shoot a glare at Xingli, who was smirking at her. The long-sleeved dance performers bowed their heads and left the hall. I heard that the crown princess is going to perform as well, Lei Wanshi asserted. Everyone in the hall looked at the crown princess. Xingli was astonished too upon hearing that. You are going to perform, Lili? Xingli asked enthusiastically. Ying Lili nodded and stood up from her seat. Your Majesty, please permit me to perform on this occasion, asserted Ying Lili. Han Wenji looked at Wang Wei, who blinked her eyes, thus giving the permission. The crown princess may perform, Han Wenji permitted. Ying Lili went to the center of the hall and stood there. 8 female dancers came there in different colors of Hanfu dress with scarves in their hands. Xingli was keenly looking at Ying Lili. Ying Lili grabbed 2 long silks of vibrant colors in her respective hands. Xingli was never interested in dances, but he wanted to see Ying Lili perform. Prince Nianzu was playing the zither this time. He pulled the strings on the zither and melodious sounds were produced. Ying Lili stretched her right hand out, in which she had grabbed the long silk cloth, and gracefully moved it rhythmically. The silk cloth was moved vibrantly in the air and she moved at her place gracefully. The other performers did the same and were surrounding her. This blocked the way of Xingli. He slightly stretched his neck up and intensely looked at Ying Lili. According to the tunes coming from the zither, Ying Lili was moving her body, and the silks in her hands were moving accordingly. Xingli had never observed Ying Lili until today and realized she was indeed beautiful in every essence. The emotional expressions during the dance were perfectly carried by Ying Lili, thus depicting how proficient she was in this silk dance. Her feet movements and her hands movements were synchronized with each other. The movement of her eyes was also perfect. The way she was moving her eyes made Xingli wondered how could that woman be perfect in martial arts, warfare, and dance. Jilaomi was enjoying the dance and turned her head to say something to Jian Guizhi when she saw Jian Guizhi was lost in that dance. His eyes had a different kind of emotion which Jilaomi had never seen until today. Everyone in the hall was enjoying the silk dance and could not realize that 15 minutes had already passed when Lily took out a flute from her waistband and in one swift movement, she brought it near her red lips, dropping the long silks from her both hands. Prince Nianzhu had stopped playing the zither because now, the crown princess was going to play the flute. Hello dear readers, I tried my best in explaining the silk dance, still I think I could not able to define it that perfectly. It had emerged during the reign of the Han Dynasty in China and in modern times it has emerged as ribbon dance. Hope you have liked this chapter. If you people think I shall add something more to it, please feel free to tell and I will make the necessary changes. The next chapter will be about flute performance. Stay tuned. Happy reading. Chapter 57. Her flute performance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 57. Her flute performance. The silk dance performers had stepped back and went out of the hall, leaving the crown princess at the center of the hall. Lily took a deep breath and started playing the flute. Lily blew the air on the flute, and a melodious sound was echoed in the hall. The sound was neither too sharp neither too plain but was so enchanting and soothing to everyone's ears which tamed them. Xingli stopped blinking as he recalled how his mother used to play the flute for him. The faint memories of his childhood revived and the happy moments with his mother flashed in front of his eyes. Lily's eyes were fixated on the flute, and the eyelids were moving as the notes producing from it were changing. The mellifluous notes were produced because of the rapid and gracious finger movements by Lily. The resonating notes were synchronizing perfectly, clearly showing how skilled she was in playing the flute. Xingli was recalled that memory with his mother when she played the flute for him for the first time. The memory was vivid, which Xingli had remembered this till now. "Mother, what is this?" Xingli asked, picking the flute in his hand from the table in his tiny hands. "This is a flute. Do you want me to play it for you?" Xingli's mother asked. Xingli nodded and smiled. Xingli's mother went to the garden and made Xingli sit on the swing there. Xingli was attentive and focused to listen to his mother when she brought the flute closer to her lips. "Xingli, the song that I will play using this flute is based on love," Xingli's mother told him. "Love? What is that, mother?" Xingli asked. "The most beautiful feeling in this world. Take the example of us. You love your mother a lot and the same goes for me. You feel happy when you are around me. That is love," replied Xingli's mother, and she started playing the flute. Xingli was swinging his head, closing his eyes while listening to those enchanting tunes. Lily lowered the amount of air blown from her mouth to control the next tune from the flute. She closed her eyes and felt the tune before catching the next high note. The rhythmic movements between the air blown and her fingers' movements over the holes of the flute caught the high note. Shui Yan observed that the crown prince not even blinking and his gaze was intense on Lily, which infuriated her. "This wench," she murmured, looking at Lily who was still playing the flute. Xingli found that Lily was playing the same song using the flute, which his mother used to play. His mind was calm, and he was feeling light. He always wanted to listen to this song but he could not because no one knew this except his mother. Tears formed in his eyes, not because he was sad but because he recalled the most memorable days with his mother. What a marvelous performance is given by the crown princess. Han Wenji applauded Lily. He also recalled his time with his beloved. The flute playing today revived his memories as well, and it brought a smile to his lips. "I am so happy seeing this performance, so I would like to grant a wish of yours," Han Wenji declared. "Anything you will ask and I will fulfill that wish of yours, Crown Princess," Han Wenji delightedly pronounced. "Even I am out of words after seeing this charming performance of the Crown Princess. She is indeed talented in classical music as well. I would like to give these gold bangles to the Crown Princess, which was given by the late Queen to me," proclaimed the Wang Wei with a broad smile. Lily bowed her head. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I am happy that you liked my performance." Saying this, Lily lifted her head and picked the long waist skirt a little, to walk ahead. She stepped the stairs and again bowed her head. Wen Wei had removed the gold bangles from her hand. Empress Wei reached out her hand towards Ying Lili and grabbed her left hand. "You have beautiful hands," Wen Wei said as she put in the bracelet around Ying Lili's wrists. Ying Lili thanked the Empress. "Crown Princess, you did not tell about your wish till now," Han Wenji proclaimed, who was standing beside Wen Wei. "Your Majesty." Before Ying Lili could ask, Sheng Li intervened between them. "Father, the Crown Princess is happy with everything she is given. But she asked me to fulfill this wish of hers. I do not know if I am in the state to fulfill this or not, but because you want to grant a wish of the Crown Princess, then why do you not give her permission?" Sheng Li asserted, looking at Han Wenji, and then lowered his eyes. "What permission does the Crown Princess need?" Han Wenji questioned and shifted her gaze towards Ying Lili. Ying Lili skeptically looked at Sheng Li. "Father, the Crown Princess wants to go to the far southern province with me. I know I am going there for the kingdom's work, but since we are newlyweds, so she wants to be with me. We need your permission in this," Sheng Li stated. "What is he trying to do? What South Province is he talking about?" Ying Lili wondered. Jian Guizhi understood Sheng Li's plan and quickly stood up from his seat. "Please pardon me for my intrusion, but I do not think the Crown Princess should go there. The situation is not good there and I am afraid Crown Princess might get hurt," Jian Guizhi suggested. "The first brother is right, but Crown Princess and I believe if we will go there together, it will be represented as a magnificent gesture towards the people of Han. Crown Princess is also skilled in military-related stuff, so it will not be a problem. Moreover, Han Sheng Li will not let her get harm," Sheng Li declared. Han Wenji looked at Ying Lili, who was frowning at the Crown Prince. "Does the Crown Princess want to go with the Crown Prince there?" Han Wenji queried her. Ying Lili looked into Sheng Li's eyes and then turned to the Emperor. "I would love to go there. The Crown Prince had told me about the rebellions going on in the southern province. I believe I as the Crown Princess should go with the Crown Prince there," Ying Lili asserted in her soft voice. "I grant the Crown Princess permission to go to the southern province with the Crown Prince. Crown Princess knows how to work for the people's betterment. I love knowing that the Crown Princess is serving her duties most righteously." Han Wenji announced his decision. "Thank you, Imperial Father," Sheng Li bowed his head while Ying Lili came towards him. "So, this is the present he was asking me," Ying Lili thought in her mind. Hello dear readers. So, this is the third chapter of today as promised by me. Hope you liked the chapter. Keep voting on the story in the readers who are not commenting till now, please comment and share your thoughts on the story. Thank you. Happy reading. Chapter 58. Else I Will Kiss You. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ying Lili came back to her seat and got seated beside Sheng Li. "So, this was the present you were asking from me?" Ying Lili asked in a low voice. Sheng Li turned his head to Ying Lili. "Yes. Well, there is something I want to ask from you," Sheng Li stated. "Ask," Ying Lili permitted him. Sheng Li did not speak when Ying Lili looked at him with inquisitiveness. "Did you like the surprise?" Ying Lili asked. "What surprise?" "The silk dance performance and the flute performance," answered Ying Lili and looked for an answer. Sheng Li gawked at her and then averted his gaze. "No, I did not like," Sheng Li lied to Ying Lili, who knitted her brows. "I expected this only from you," Ying Lili stated and twitched her lips. "Your Majesty, I request you to end the event here. Crown Princess and I need to offer the gifts to capital people as well, which will take a lot of time," Sheng Li suggested. Han Wenji agreed with the Crown Prince and stood up from the throne. "Again, I wish you a very happy birthday. Make sure to end the offering ceremony by noon. The grand feast is organized for you and neighboring state kings will also be there," Han Wenji pronounced. Ying Lili's eyes glistened upon hearing that, but the next second she became sad, realizing her father is no more and she did not want to see her uncle who killed her father. "Yes, Your Majesty, Xingli replied and bowed his head. The emperor left the hall along with empress and his consort's concubine. Everyone had stood up from their respective seats. Xingli gestured to Ying Lili to follow him when Jian Guizhi stopped them. The crown prince is rushing things so much. Crown princess has performed really well today. Now, we princes found 2 more qualities in the crown princess. Her highness is skilled in classical music and dance. Jian Guizhi appreciated Ying Lili, who had kept a tiny smile on her lips. Xingli snickered and spoke, I think the first brother loves to ruin my mood every time I met him. Jilaomi came to Ying Lili and introduced herself. Ying Lili gave her a formal greeting. It is my pleasure to meet Sister Mi, Ying Lili proclaimed. We are getting late, so we will take our leave. Thank you first brother for the lovely gift, Xingli stated and walked away. Ying Lili lowered her eyes gracefully and then followed Xingli. As they came out of the hall, they were followed by their respective maidservants. Who gave you this flute? Xingli inquired from Ying Lili. Brother Nianzu, replied Ying Lili. I know you like my surprise, but you are not confessing. It is that hard for you to appreciate me. Ying Lili huffed. Why do you need my appreciation? Appreciation from the enemies is not a good thing, Xingli stated. Ying Lili blinked her eyes and then shot a glare at Xingli. Are we enemies? Ying Lili questioned. Xingli halted at his place, so was Ying Lili. He put his hands at the back and took a step closer to Ying Lili. Xing Fu and court lady Su had lowered their eyes seeing that. Ying Lili took a step back and bent on her waist while Xingli kept leaning towards her. Ying Lili placed her pointer finger at Xingli's chest, thus stopping him from getting closer. The other princes who were coming from behind saw them. Palace romance is in the air, Lei Wanshi spoke and looked at Prince Jian Guizhi to observe his reaction. Then what are we? Xingli asked. Lovers. Xingli looked for an answer in Ying Lili's pearly eyes. Ying Lili widened her eyes and gulped. Xingli brought his one hand at the front and wrapped it around Ying Lili's waist, who tried getting away, but Xingli caught her by then, pulling her closer to him. Do you know how many young men's hearts you pounded by giving those performances? Xingli queried Ying Lili and placed his fingers under her chin. Wang Yu, shut your eyes. I think something big is going to happen which a kid must not see, Lei Wanshi stated and covered Prince Yu's eyes using his palm. Brother, I want to see, Wang Yu complained and pushed away Lei Wanshi's palm. They seem so much in love. It seems they both are made for each other. Am I right, respected first brother? Lei Wanshi peered at Jian Guizhi, who was not liking that sight of the crown prince and crown princess at all. Indeed, they seem lovely, but I wonder when will the fifth brother lose his temper and harm the crown princess, Jian Guizhi stated. Jilaomi looked at her husband and then at Ying Lili. Leave me. Others are watching us, Ying Lili whispered. So. Tell them to shut their eyes and answer my question. Do not try to escape that question, else I will kiss you here in front of those who are looking at us. Xingli smirked and found a red faint blush had appeared over the cheeks of Ying Lili. Ying Lili chuckled. What can I do when those young men are perverts? Ying Lili muttered. What? Perverts. Xingli mumbled and placed his hand on Ying Lili's nape, bringing her closer. Ying Lili tightly shut her eyes and puckered her lips together. Wild cat, you shall not perform publicly. Next time you will dance like that openly and you will get a punishment, Xingli whispered against Ying Lili's lips and gently released his grip from Ying Lili's waist. You are blushing so much, Xingli stated and flicked Ying Lili's forehead. Ah, Ying Lili rubbed her forehead while Xingli started walking briskly. Ying Lili ran after him, followed by their servants. Jian Guizhi tightened his fist when Lei Wanshi thought to make him more jealous. I just wish that some cunning people's terrible sight don't fall on the crown prince and the crown prince and the crown princess. Lei Wanshi joined his both hands and looked up. Why are you saying such a thing, brother? Why will a bad sight fall on them? Wang Yu, in his innocent childish tone, asked. You do not know. There are many who do not want the crown prince to be happy. You are a kid, you. Grow up to know this world, Lei Wanshi stated and opened his fan which was on his left hand. He brought it near the first prince and fanned him. Brother, you seem in a grim mood. Let me help you calm your nerves down, Lei Wanshi asserted as he lightly moved the fan on the left of Jian Guizhi's face. Jian Guizhi gave a deadly glare to Lei Wanshi and walked ahead. Zhilaomi and Shuiyu, Yan followed him, with several servants behind them. Lei Wanshi smiled and fanned himself. Chapter 59. Do not start an argument. You are listening at novelfull.audio. General Shao bowed his head as he saw the crown prince and the crown princess had reached the palace grounds. The other soldiers standing there too bowed their heads. Xingli saw on a platform there was a throne placed on which he had to take a seat with the crown princess. General Shao wishes a happy and prosperous birthday on behalf of the military to the crown prince, Xiao Zhan stated. Xingli smiled and thanked him. Your Highness, please take your seat, Xiao Zhan told the crown prince. Xingli peered at Ying Lili and gestured to her to follow him. As they were seated on the throne, General Shao told the crown prince that the ceremony would start soon. Ying Lili saw that on the tables there were bamboo baskets which were filled with fruits and tiny bags of grain. The clothes were also prepared for the people in the capital. A tiny smile carved on her lips. It is good that Xingli is going to give all this to the people. I wish he could give this to the entire Han, Ying Lili thought. What is the wild cat thinking? Xingli whispered in Ying Lili's ear. Ying Lili blinked her eyes and shook her head, nothing. People are going to see their crown princess. You are going to enchant people of the capital by your beauty, Xingli stated, looking into the eyes of Ying Lili who twitched her lips. Can you move a little aside from me? It is uncomfortable to be too close, Ying Lili requested Xingli who smirked. He moved towards Ying Lili, which bewildered her. I told you to move aside. Why do you always ready to pick a fight with me? Ying Lili queried him. Xingli was going to answer and Lei Wanshi came there with Han Nianzu and Wang Yu. We are here to see the event. Sister Lily, the performance was marvelous. We all enjoyed it but I think that Brother Sheng enjoyed it more, Lei Wanshi smirked and looked at Xingli whose facial expressions suddenly changed. What are you saying? I do not even like music and dance. Did you ever see me in any of those events where such performances were performed? Xingli defended himself. He did not want to show Ying Lili that he did like her both performances. The crown prince must not lie. I have seen with these two eyes how you were smiling and focusing on Sister Lily when she was performing. You are also mesmerized by Sister Lily, right? Admit it, Brother Sheng. There is nothing to get shy, Lei Wanshi stated and looked at Nianzu, gesturing to him to support him. Ying Lili turned her head and peered at the crown prince who was blinking his eyes. You were smiling. Ying Lili, with an inquisitiveness, asked. What? Why would I smile? He is just playing. Go away. The event is going to start. Xingli huffed and was annoyed by Lei Wanshi. Wang Yu came towards Ying Lili and bowed his head. He lifted it and spoke, Your Highness, thank you for saving me there. I could not decide what shall I give the crown prince. Xingli looked at Wang Yu and then at Ying Lili. Prince Yu, can I ask something from you? Xingli asked. Wang Yu nervously moved his fingers over each other and shook his head in agreement. Why are you so scared of me? Xingli questioned. Do you not know I hate the people who cannot even stand for themselves and live in fear? Xingli with exasperation said. Frowns had appeared on Xingli's forehead. Wang Yu lowered his eyes in fear. Why are you speaking like this with Brother Yu? Ying Lili scolded Xingli and shot a glare at him. At least talk him with politely, Ying Lili added and shifted her gaze towards Prince Yu. She took his hands in hers and caressed them. Brother Yu, you shall speak with confidence. I will daily come to meet you from now on and we will play too, Ing Lily stated. Why are you holding his hands? Xing Li annoyingly spoke. Many eyes are on you, Xing Li affirmed. Nianzhu and Lei Wanqi smiled seeing the reactions of Xing Li. Brother, you, do not listen to him. He has got no brains, and he thinks of himself as a prominent person. I am your elder sister, right? So, you shall listen to me. You are the prince who shall not be scared easily. In the future, you will carry an important position like your other brothers, then, you cannot be scared. Are you getting my point? Ing Lily humbly asked. Xing Li chuckled when Ing Lily said some unbearable things about him, while Nianzhu and Lei Wanqi giggled. Yes, your highness, replied Wang Yu. Call me, Sister Lily, Ing Lily asserted. Wang Yu looked at the crown prince when Ing Lily spoke. What did I tell a moment ago that you shall not get scared easily? You can call me Sister Lily. No one will scold you. If anyone will, then you can tell me. I will give punishment to that person. Understood? Ing Lily looked for an answer. I understood, Sister Lily. Thank you, Wang Yu with a smile spoke. Ing Lily smiled and released Wang Yu's hands. Lei Wanqi stepped forward and put an arm around Wang Yu. Let's sit on our respective seats, then. The offering gift event is going to start, Lei Wanqi told Wang Yu, who nodded and walked away with Lei Wanqi. Nianzhu bowed his head and then followed the other two brothers. What were you telling him? That you will punish me? Xing Li questioned Ing Lily. I did not take your name, Ing Lily replied. You indeed are bold to make such defamatory comments against the crown prince in front of his brothers, Xing Li deduced. Ing Lily knitted her brows upon hearing the statement. I did not make any defamatory comments. Aren't you like that? Ing Lily raised her brow and was grinning. Xing Li smiled and spoke, thanks to this brainless man you were saved yesterday, else you would have been in the prison. Ing Lily giggled, which befuddled Xing Li. What? Why are you giggling? Xing Li asked. I was teasing you. You do not have control over your emotions. Now, do not start an argument. It's your birthday, so, just smile instead of getting angry and fighting with people, Ing Lily enunciated. Xing Li tittered hearing Ing Lily, but he said nothing. Chapter 60. Because you are my crown princess. You are listening at novelfull.audio. By the afternoon, the offering gifts event was ended. The crown prince and the crown princess went to the royal dining hall to attend the feast. As they were walking to the northern block of the palace, Ing Lily started feeling pain in her head. It was because of the lack of sleep last night. She had to prepare the perfume for the crown prince as a gift and then had to practice the dance performances as well. She touched her forehead when Xing Li glanced at her and asked her if she was fine. Yes, I am fine, Ing Lily replied and gave him a tiny smile. It is tiring to be the nation's crown princess. The feast will take time to start. Till then come with me, Xing Li asserted and halted at his place. Hearing him, Ing Lily stopped as well. Where are you taking me to? Ing Lily exuberantly asked. I will tell you later when we will be there. Just tell me if you want to go there or not. Xing Li demanded an answer. Ing Lily gave a nod. I want to go. You are not killing me, right? Ing Lily was skeptical. Xing Li grimaced. You always gave me contradictory answers. I know we are great enemies of each other, but I will not kill you that easily, Xing Li pronounced, keeping the smile on his lips. Okay, let's go. But, is the place far away from here? We have to attend the feast as well, Ing Lily stated. We will arrive on time, Xing Li assured Ing Lily, who shook her head in agreement and told him that they should leave then. Xing Li nodded. He turned back and looked at Xing Fu. I am going out with the crown princess out for some time. Make sure to delay the feast for 3 hours else you will be punished, Xing Li commanded. Your Highness, how can I do that? Xing Fu was bewildered hearing the order of the crown prince. Why are you delaying the feast? You said that we will return soon. Is the place that far? Ing Lily queried the crown prince. I have changed my mind, now. Do not raise a question on my order, Xingli proclaimed and kept his gaze intact at Xing Fu. Yes, Your Highness. Shall I prepare? Xingli cut his words in the middle. No. You do not need to prepare anything. Just handle this matter. We will return in the 3 hours, asserted Xingli. Xing Fu bowed his head and accepted the order of the crown prince. Follow me, Xingli told Ing Lily, who nodded and walked behind Xingli. They reached the stable. We are taking the horses. Is the place that far? Ing Lily was inquisitive. But we are taking only one horse, Xingli pronounced. I am not going to sit with you, Ing Lily protested. Xingli chuckled. Who said you will sit with me? Xingli muttered. Ing Lily did not hear him and asked him what he was saying. Nothing, Xingli replied and told the stableman to bring his horse to him. The stableman bowed his head and walked inside. The stableman brought a black dot-colored horse which was gifted by Han Wenji to Xingli 3 years ago when he was in a military campaign. Xingli moved his hand over the face of the horse. This is Kongqi, Xingli introduced his horse to Ing Lily, who smiled. You named it on hair. Ing Lily was astonished. May I ask why? Ing Lily questioned. Because he runs extremely fast. He was with me in every war and is my best friend, Xingli pronounced. Ing Lily shook her head and twitched her lips. Taking a step towards Kongqi, Ing Lily patted it lovingly. How come you befriended this mighty man? Ing Lily with a touch of sarcasm said. Xingli noticed that Kongqi was calm to the touch of Ing Lily. Kongqi, you never let other people touch you except me. Then, how come you are so calm? Xingli turned his eyes to Ing Lily, who looked at him. Xingli then wrapped one hand around her waist. Ing Lily placed her hand over Xingli when he moved closer to her. Would you like to sit on my horse or would you prefer to walk? Xingli questioned Ing Lily, who blinked her eyes. I can take the other horse. I am good at horse riding, Ing Lily replied, gazing into the icy cold eyes of Xingli. Only one horse we can take. So, choose one of the options. Do you want to sit with me or do you want to walk? No, not walk but run, as Kongqi is going to run fast. Xingli's smug expression gave chills to Ing Lily. Then go by yourself if you do not want me to take the other horse, Ing Lily snapped at Xingli, who ended up laughing. Controlling his laugh, the crown prince said, I understand that my wild cat wants to sit with me on the horse. Before Ing Lily's reflex act, she was dragged to the left of Kongqi and was carried up. Do not stare at me, wild cat. Put your foot on the stirrup else I'll throw you, Xingli stated. Ing Lily put her foot in the stirrup and sat on the horseback. After that, Xingli sat behind her on the horse and stretched the reins on it lightly. The horse started moving. Ing Lily felt the breath of Xingli on her ear and it made her nervous. Isn't it uncomfortable like this? Ing Lily asked Xingli and glanced at him. She found Xingli was intensely looking at her. No, it is completely fine. You are the first one whom I let sit on Kongqi, Xingli pronounced. Ing Lily turned to look at him. Because Kongqi knows that I am a good person, Ing Lily stated. Xingli grimaced and spoke, or is it because you are my crown princess? Ing Lily widened her eyes and gulped. Hello dear readers. Sorry for not giving an update for a day. Thank you for the votes you all are giving to the story. Happy reading.